Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture in which we are going to discuss about the unit weight of soil. You might have studied about the unit weight term even in the fluid mechanics subject, where you defined unit weight as the weight of a fluid to the volume of fluid. In the same way, here also we define the unit weight of soil, and the formula is still the same, that is the weight of soil to the volume of soil. So the formula is same, that is weight of soil to the volume of soil. Yes, it is represented either by gamma soil, or it can be also represented by gamma bulk, or it can be represented by gamma total, or by simply gamma. And this is actually the first type of your gamma or unit weight of soil. So this is unit weight of soil, or it is sometimes also known as a bulk unit weight of soil, or sometimes it is also termed as a total unit weight of the soil. But what is meant by the total or bulk unit weight? It is nothing but it is representing the unit weight of soil in the present state, in the present state of soil. But yes, also remember that the present state of soil can be either a dry state, or that can be an unsaturated state, or that can be even the saturated state also. So whatever is the present state or the current state of soil, if gamma bulk is given, then that is the unit weight of that given current state of the soil. So that is the first type of unit weight of the soil. And now let us move ahead to the second type of the unit weight, that is the dry unit weight of soil. And as the name suggests, that is nothing but that is the unit weight of soil in the dry state, in the dry state. And if I am saying that the soil is in dry state, that means the weight of water will be equals to be 0. Yes, if I am talking about the first one, then the weight of soil was nothing but that was the weight of water plus weight of solids plus weight of air. Yes, here we always take the weight of air to be equals to be 0. But in the denominator, all the three components, that is weight of water, weight of in the denominator we should actually be using volume. So here we can say volume of water plus volume of solids plus volume of air. All three should be mentioned in the denominator of the first type of unit weight. But if I am talking about the gamma dry, that is also sometimes represented as gamma D, here you will see that weight of water will also be 0 in the numerator. Why? Because there is no water that is present in the soil. So here we can simply say that the weight of solids divided by volume of solids plus volume of air. So that can be written as weight of solids to the volume of soil also. If we now move ahead to the third type of unit weight of the soil, then the third type of unit weight of soil is nothing but that is saturated unit weight. Now again, as the name suggests, saturated unit weight means the unit weight of soil when it is completely saturated. So that is in completely saturated state. And if I am saying that the soil is in completely saturation, that means air should be equals to be 0. Yes or no? And hence the gamma saturated will be nothing but that will be the weight of water plus weight of solids. But when we are considering the volume, here volume of air will be equals to be Zero, because there is no air present in the saturated state of the soil. So these are the first three types of unit weight of the soil. Now let us move ahead to the fourth type of the unit weight of soil, and that is submerged unit weight. What is meant by submerged condition? Submerged condition means the soil is completely drawn inside the water. But if I am saying that this is submerged state, that means if let us suppose that this is a soil mass and contains some different solids of different size also and shape also. So let us suppose that these are the solids, and each solid is actually in contact with the other solid, and there is some void also. So in all the voids, let us assume that all voids are filled with water currently. So this is the water that is present in all the voids that I am filling right now here. So all voids are already filled with the water, and this particular state of the soil will be known as the saturated soil. But now let us assume that this particular soil mass is now kept inside a particular tub, and now this is the tub here. Let us suppose that this is the tub here, and the same soil mass which is present here. So let us assume that this is the soil mass, and I am just copying it and directly putting it inside the water. Now this particular soil mass is actually now surrounded with the water. Now what will happen? This same soil mass will be subjected to two different kind of forces. The first force will be nothing but that will be in the downward direction, and that will be the weight of the saturated soil. Whereas apart from the weight, there will be another force in the upward direction, and that will be the buoyant force. And why this buoyant force is acting in the submerged condition? Because the water is actually more than the present or the original voids in the soil. So what is the difference between the submerged condition and the saturated condition? That is the amount of water. If we are saying that the soil is in submerged condition, that means the amount of water is more than the original volume of voids, and the soil is completely submerged. And yes, as I have just now mentioned, that in submerged condition, what will be the additional force? In submerged condition, as I have mentioned here, that the buoyant force will be acting. Buoyant force will act. And what will be the magnitude of the buoyant force? As we have studied in the fluid mechanics, that is buoyancy and flotation chapter. What was the Archimedes principle? It stated that the buoyant force acting on a particular body is equal to the weight of fluid displaced by it. So buoyant force is equal to the weight of a fluid displaced by it. Now again come back to this particular diagram. What you can see, that if this is the saturated soil mass, then how much water or the fluid will be displaced by this saturated soil mass? That will be nothing but that will be equals to be the volume of soil. Yes or no? This will be the volume of water that is displaced by this saturated soil mass. So here we can again see that the net force in the downward direction will be equals to be the saturated weight of the soil minus buoyant force. And if I am talking about the saturated weight, that will be nothing but that will be equals to be the gamma sat into volume of soil. Whereas buoyant force will be nothing but that will be equals to be the weight of fluid. And what is the weight of fluid? That is again the volume of fluid displaced multiplied by the unit weight of water. And unit weight of water we represent by the gamma W. Gamma W into volume of water displaced. Volume of water displaced. Yes or no? But as I just now said that the volume of water displaced will be nothing but that will be equals to be the volume of saturated soil only. So again now here we can write down that will be equals to be gamma saturated into volume of soil subtracted by gamma W into again volume of soil. By taking here that what will be the gamma submerged, that will be nothing but that will be the net force per unit volume. And here again we can say that gamma saturated minus gamma W can be taken into the bracket and the volume of soil will be the common one. Divided by volume of soil will be making my equation for gamma submerged as equals to be the gamma saturated minus gamma W. So this is the formula that you should actually remember, and this formula is actually derived on the basis of a principle, that is Archimedes principle, that you should remember here, that what is Archimedes principle. And the buoyant force is actually the additional force if we compare submerged and the saturated state of the soil. So these are the total 4 type of gamma for the soil. Now let us suppose if we compare these 5, then obviously we can here say that the saturated state of the soil will have most weight, and that saturated state if we compare with the gamma dry, in the dry state weight of water will be absent, hence the overall gamma will be also lesser. And if we now compare among the 2 remaining, the first one was the gamma bulk, and the bulk that is in the present state. So present state can be even the dry state, or the present state can be even the saturated state. So the value of gamma bulk will be in between of gamma saturated and the gamma dry, and it can even be equal to the gamma saturated, and even it can be equal to the gamma dry also, depending upon that what is the current state of the soil. Whereas if we now compare the value of gamma submerged, then this will be the least one. The reason is that here gamma W is actually subtracted, and the value of gamma W is quite more. So if it is subtracted, then the value of gamma submerged, let me make the correction here, this last one should be the gamma submerged. Gamma submerged will be very less. And if I talk about the general value here, first of all, let us know about the unit of this gamma. See, this is the weight, and weight is calculated in kilonewton, and the volume is calculated in meter cube. Yes or no? So if I am talking about the gamma saturated value, then that lies between 22 and 19. Whereas if I am talking about the gamma bulk, then it may lie between 15, or even that may lie between 14 to 22. If I am talking about gamma dry, then it lies between 14 to 17. If I am talking about gamma submerged, then its value lies between 8 and 11 kilonewton per meter cube. Again, here one more term that was mentioned here, that was gamma W. And what is gamma W? Now let us understand that what will be the value of gamma W. So now let us talk about the unit weight of water also, because some of you might have not studied about the fluid mechanics, so the unit weight of water should also be known to you if you are studying soil mechanics or geotechnical engineering. See, gamma W is nothing but that is the weight of water to the volume of water. Weight of water to the volume of water. And yes, weight can be written as equals to be the mass of water multiplied by acceleration due to gravity divided by volume of water. And now if I ask you that what is this particular term that is present in the bracket, that is nothing but that is the density of water. That is the density of water multiplied by G. So this is the formula for gamma W. Now if you remember, the density of water that is represented by rho, that is nothing but that is 1000 kg per meter cube. Yes or no? Or that is sometimes also written as 1 gram per centimeter cube. Fine. Now let us take the standard unit, that is 1000 kg per meter cube. So here we can say that gamma W will be equals to be 1000 kg per meter cube multiplied by what is the value of G, that is 9.81 meter per second square. Now here again we can say that it will be equals to be 9.81 into 1000 kg per meter square second square. Yes or no? And this is nothing but this is equals to be, this can be written as C, kg per meter square per second square can be written down as equals to be kg meter per second square divided by meter cube. Yes or no? And what is kg meter per second square? This is nothing but this is equals to be mass. This is kg is mass into acceleration. So that is nothing but that is the force, and force unit is Newton, and divided by meter cube. So this is nothing but this is the unit of gamma. Now here we can say that this is nothing but this is the unit of gamma, that is Newton per meter cube. And remember here there is another 1000 present here. So we can here write down as 9.81 into 1000 Newton per meter cube, or in place of this 1000 you can also write down that is nothing but that is a kilo. So 9.81 kilo, small k for the kilo, Newton, that is capital N, and meter cube. So this is the value of your gamma W. Fine. In the same way you can also see that the gamma of a soil will be nothing but that will be equals to be the density of a soil into G. In the same way, gamma saturated is nothing but that is density in the saturated form into G. In the same way, gamma dry will be nothing but that will be equals to be the rho dry into G. So the same relation exists not only in the fluid mechanics but also in the soil mechanics or geotechnical engineering. So that's all about the unit weight of soil, and here we have completed this lecture. We will meet again in our upcoming section. Till then, take care. Goodbye.